It is day 7 of the monk mode challenge, and today I am rapid firing the shit because it's kind of late and I need to get everything done. Don't worry, no mistakes. Everything was good. I was pretty tired. I felt pretty sluggish today, but I just pushed through it. To be honest, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I went onto YouTube multiple times, like to get dopamine, but I didn't. No, I sometimes even clicked on the video, but then I clicked off. I know that sounds like so like cope, but it's true. And I'm really surprised that I didn't actually watch videos today because I was in this such sluggish state. But it goes to the broader point that some days are going to be harder than others, no matter what. And a good way to predict that, at least for me and perhaps for you, is that after like a day of socialization where you're like out of the house constantly, that might be the day after. That might be the day that messes you up, that you break your habits a bit. And just keep that in mind, because this has happened to me twice where I'm just like felt so sluggish the day after and I really didn't want to do anything. I pushed through today, but to be honest, I probably should have just slept in, or yeah, just took more breaks. I think that's the best way to deal with it right now. That's my current understanding of the topic. Maybe soon I'll get a better understanding. But the main idea of this video is the development of the anti-fragile mindset. Okay, so many people have a fragile mindset, and that really stems from so many things, right? Your childhood perhaps, or just not enough accomplishments in life. And how this can illustrate itself in your life is someone looks at you weirdly, or someone says something rude to you, and it can destroy your whole self-image. And I think for some people this can be really detrimental, but because of this, you need to develop that like anti-fragile lifestyle or mindset where it's like, if no one can do me harm from within, then no one from outside is a real enemy, right? So some people are going to say racist stuff. Some people are going to make crass jokes, or they're just going to straight up disrespect you. And it's your job in that moment to not take it personally. It's just to move on, right? You can get annoyed about it and say like, hey, I'll fight you, mate. You can do that, see how it goes. But really, it's to develop that anti-fragile mindset. And this even goes further, that if you look at your life, it is extremely fragile when you think about it, especially if you're poor. And then now go into that. Essentially, any day from now, like imagine you're around my age, a bit younger, you're maybe like 17 or something. Any day from now, what could happen is your family just goes into like insane debt. Essentially, they call it the black swan. Essentially, someone dies and another person gets in a crash, medical bills pile up, and now you're in an insane amount of debt. And because you are fragile, you can't really do anything, right? Because you are poor, really. And this goes into the broader point that you need to develop economic security. You need to make money. Okay, money is like life blood. It is literally can control the time of others. Do you understand how like insane of a concept that is when you think about it? You can literally like buy slaves, right? I said that weirdly, but it's true. If you can buy someone's time by paying them to do a service, they are essentially your slave, right? I know slave has this negative connotation, but in a way, we're all kind of slaves, right? That's a broader philosophical point. But really, you need to now, like, you need to essentially escape the matrix, right? You need to make money fast because there's going to be a black swan, and if you don't make money, you're going to be fucked. Okay, that's the best way to put it. You're going to run into a lot of shit that you don't want to be in. Okay, and this just stems even further. Let's just say you didn't become economically prepared, you didn't get rich. That's fine, actually. As long as you have the fundamental mindset, as long as you have the fundamental belief that you can fight through anything, you're fine. But you don't even have that, okay? And so I essentially peeled it back even further. You don't technically need to be rich to survive, to be anti-fragile, right? you could be poor, you could be dirt poor, but as long as you have the belief that I'm going to be rich, as long as you're like angry about it, as long as like you know you're gonna do it, or you'd rather die, essentially, you'd rather kill yourself if you didn't become rich, well then you're going to make it. And with that, that's some motivation, I guess. Day 7. See you later.